So now I'm cutting the side of the 6 pieces skirt, and the measurement I'm working with is the hip is 46, the waist is 37. So this is going to be my starting point, the top line. So here I will mark 4 inches. So let me first of all get the horizontal lines. The skirt is going to have elastic at the waist, and I will make provision for 2 inches elastic at the upper side, which I have done. Then from the line of the elastic, I will measure the hip line, and the hip line, since is for hip 46, I'm going to move down from the waist by 10 inches. Then from the waistline downward too, I will measure 18 inches. That 18 inches is where the knee will start from. So this is going to be our waistline, the hip, and the knee, above the knee. Then the next thing is to get the skirt length, and the skirt length I'm working with is 40. So I will measure 40 plus 1 inches allowance. I'm going to rule that. So now, since I've gotten the horizontal lines, so the next thing is to apply the measurement on those lines. But before I do that, 6 pieces normally free at the down part. So I'm going to make 4 inches for the freeness of the skirt. That will make it a little bit flare at the down part. So I'm marking 4 inches. So those 4 inches, I will connect them. Connect them vertically. Which I have done. So from here now, I will place the measurement. Since 6 pieces is going to be 3 at the front and 3 at the back. So the 3 at the front is going to have the center front and the side. This is the side that I'm doing now. But when it is time to do the center, I will let you know. So I'm going to remove the 4 inches that is going to be at the center, part of the center and the front. I'm going to remove it, then measure the remaining of the measurement. The total waist I'm working with is 37. 37 divided by 4 is going to give us 9.25. So from here, I will measure 9.25. It ends here, 9.25. At this place, I will add the sewing allowance 2.5, and at the edge of that 2.5, I will measure the 4 inches that will make the down part free. Though I'm going to measure it from upward down, but I'm going to eliminate it at the upper side and leave it at the down side. So just follow what I'm doing. It is very easy. Then on the hip line, I will also apply the hip measurement. The hip I'm working with is 46. 46 divided by 4, it will give us 11.5. So from here, I will measure the 11.5. Wherever it ends, I will mark it plus the 2.5 inches allowance. Then I will also mark that 4 inches that will make it free at the down part. So having done that, I will connect the 2.5 inches on the hip line to that of the waist. I've connected it. So whatever I have on the waist, which is 12, I will move it down to the nail. That is how I normally do it, and it's working for me perfectly. It needs to be shaped, so I've connected that. So whatever I have also on the hip line plus the allowance that I added, I will move it down to the, let me bring it up so that you can easily see it. Whatever I have on the hip line, this is the hip, I have 14. Then I will move it down to the down part where the skirt is 14. So from there I will add the 4 inches allowance that will make it free. So from the upper part of the nail, this line, I will connect it to the skirt at the down part, which I have done. Also on the above line too, I will connect it to the down part on the other side, which I am also ruling out now. So now the next thing for me is to cut it out. Then you see how shapy it is. So I'm cutting it out now from the top. So here's the down part. So the next thing is I need to shape it. I need to shape the down part. So I have cut 2 of these now because I folded the fabric into 2. I have cut 2 pieces now. Let me open it up. This is the 2 pieces I have cut. So these 2 pieces now, it will serve the purpose at the front. Then I have to repeat this same at the back, side back. So the next thing for me is to place the side front to cut out the side back. So let me repeat the same process. So now I have 4 of these. 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 will be for the front side and 2 will be for the side back. So we have achieved the side of our 6 pieces skirt. So the next thing is to cut the center front and the center back. To achieve the center front, I folded the fabric into 2 this way. So the lines that I marked on the side front vertically, I need to get those lines too on the center front. So to achieve that, I will mark the starting point. Since the skirt, as I said earlier, is going to have elastic, I will mark 2 inches upward, which I've marked. Then I will mark the hip line from the waist. I will mark 10 inches downward. That is going to be my hip line. Then the next thing is the upper part of the nail, which I marked 18. So after that, the length of the skirt from the waist downward is 40 plus 1 inches folding allowance, making 41. So I've gotten the lines horizontally too. So the next thing is to apply the measurement vertically. So the next thing is to consider the bust span. To get the center of the skirt, I normally make use of my bust span, and the bust span I'm working with is 8 inches, which I will divide into 2 to give us 4. So since I folded the fabric into 2, I will mark 4 plus the half inches sewing allowance, which I will mark. I will do the same on the upper part of the knee. Then on the down part, I will mark 4 inches too, plus the excess that will make it a little bit free at the down part to form the flare stop. So from the upper knee line, I will connect it to the down of the skirt, which I marked excess of 4 inches. Then I will connect the 4 inches I mark at the upper part too. So this is going to be our center front. So the next thing is to cut it. Yes, so here is it. I've achieved. If I open it up now this way, if I measure it, it is going to give us 9, because I added half to the 4, making 9 inches. So this will serve as the center front. So it is this center front now that I will use to cut out the center back. So I folded the fabric into 2 to cut out the center back. So I will now place the center front on it. But the difference between the center back and the center front is the provision of a zip allowance. So I will make provision for 2 inches or 1.5 sewing, zip allowance. So let me mark yes, this is the excess here. Now from here to here is the zip allowance, which is 2 inches. So I'll just cut it out. will need to launch the zip allowance. I will launch it so that it will be easier for me to identify the place. Then mark it out with the chalk. Then I need to split. It so that it will be easier to insert the zip at the back. So this is the center front, this is the center back. It was also folded into two, and this is the launching for the zip allowance. So the next thing is to cut the upper part of the dress. So I want to cut the upper part of the skirt now. We are done with the skirt. This is the blouse. So this is going to be my starting point, the center and the side. So the back shoulder I'm working with is 16. 16 divided by 2, since I folded the fabric into 2. 16 divided by 2, it will give us 8. The armhole I'm working with is 9. So I will mark 10 inches. 1 inch will be for the shoulder slant. So the back shoulder I measure here, I will also confirm it here, so that it will be aligned together. It needs to be aligned together so that I won't have excess at the armhole. So that is that. So on the line where the armhole ends, I will measure the bust. The bust I'm working with is 42 divided by 4, it will give us 10.5. So I will, from the center front, I will measure 10.5 inward, which is this, plus 2 inches allowance. No, I normally have 2.5 inches allowance because it's going to be a lined dress, top. Then I will connect together. So I will measure the horizontal lines. The first horizontal line I will measure is the bust point. The bust point is 11.5, but I will mark 12 because of the joining at the shoulder part. That is the bust point line. Then another line that I will measure horizontally is the under bust line. The under bust line is going to be, I will first of all measure the half length, which is the full front length, and the full front length is going to be 17, though I will measure 18. So this is going to be our waistline. This is the bust point line. So in between here, I will measure the under bust line, and the other bust line I'm working with is 15. I will mark 15, then roll it out. So this is the bust point, the under bust, and the waistline. So on the waistline, the waist I'm working with is 37 divided by 4 to give us 9.25. I will measure 9.25 plus 2.5 allowance. Join it together. So then I need to create the waist dart, and to mark the waist dart, I will make use of the bust point, and the bust point is 8 inches. 8 divided by 2, it will give us 4, since I folded the fabric into 2. So it will give us 4. I will add like 3/8 to it. That is that. And the bust point is 11 and a half, which I marked 12. So on this line too, I will measure 4/8. Then I will connect this line together. So on the armhole line, I'm going to move up by 2 and a half. So from that 2 and a half on the armhole line, I will connect it to form the princess dart. To form the princess dart. So I will cut it out. So I need to shape the armhole. Since I'm going to use the front to cut out the back, I will still leave it this way. It is after that I shape the back that I will now shape the neck. So now I'm folding this to cut out the back part of the blouse. So I will place the front to the back. I also folded the back into 2. So here is the front, which I have placed on it. Even as a beginner, if you follow the process, it is very easy. It is very easy. So now at the back, the zip is going to be at the back, and I need to make provision for the zip. And normally I make provision of 2 inches allowance for my zip, though at times it depends on the availability of fabric. But as for this, I'm making use of 2 inches zip allowance. So that is that. So now is the shaping of the neck. So on the neck, I will mark 3 inches by 5. Then I will connect it. So I said I make provision for 1 inch shoulder allowance, slant. So from the neck, I will connect it to the 1 inch shoulder dart. This shape is for the front. Then I need to mark the back. The back will not be as low as the front. So at the back, I will just move down by 3. I will connect it to the neck. Connect it to the neck. So now I'll first of all cut out the back neck. I will stop on the halfway. Then the front neck now, which is that. So now I will need to cut out the down part. But now I normally use my front to achieve the back, but to manipulate it to get the bust cup at the front, just watch what I'm doing. So from the dart line, I will just cut out this is the center from the center back. So I will open up the zip allowance at the back, then I will mark it, also launch it at the other side. But at times I like to shape the back so that there won't be excess at the zip side of the blouse. So that is that. Now if you notice, I did not cut this part. All I am doing is I make excess allowance at the back, which I will just move this. I will move this to the back so that I will be able to make provision for the cup at the front. So the lines on this part, I will extend it. I will extend those lines. Don't forget that this is our bust point here. So whatever distance you have here, you need to move it up. All these will help us to shape the bust cup very well. Now from this point, now from our bust point, I will move out by 1.5 from the distance here, 1.5. Then from the under bust, I will connect to that 1.5. Then I will move up to the armhole area. So I'll cut it out. Meanwhile, on the front part, for better cup shaping, I normally move down by half here. So this is going to be the side back. This is the side back, and this is the center front and the side front. But they are the edge here too. I will move, cut out half so that by the time I'm sewing it, I will get a better shaping. But at the edge here, I will also move in by half and shape it so that the bust will be able to sit comfortably where it should be. So we have achieved the upper part of the top, but the next thing, the down part of the top is going to have double peplum. So the first layer is going to be like 6 inches, and the next layer to it will be 8 inches. So here is the fabric that I've folded into 2, then into 4 again to get the full circumference that I really need. The waist of my client is 37. I divided 37 by 6.28 plus the allowance, which is 6. Then it gave me 12. So 12 this way, 12 this way, then 12 this way, 12 this way. So I folded it into 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll be able to get the 360-degree circumference. So at the corner here, I will place my thumb P to hold down the tape, measurement tape. Then from here I will mark 12 all round. 12, 12. I will cut it out. So at the upper side too, I will mark 5 1/2. Then I will cut it out. So I will remove this. So now I've gotten the 3. This is 180. If I open it up again, it will give me the full circumference that I need. Now, instead of me to repeat the same process all over again on the longer part of the peplum, I've also cut this and folded it into 4 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all I will do is to place it. This one will be 2 inches longer than the shorter one, so I will just place it on it. Since I need the same circumference is at the waist, then at the edge here I will just mark out the excess. That is 2 inches allowance. At the end here, I will trace out so here is the first layer, then this is the second layer. If I open it up now, to form the 360 circumference that I need. Likewise this. So the style is going to have or mix up with cord, and this is the center front that we cut earlier. So I repeated from this part downward the cord, which is going to be sewn this way directly on it. Likewise, the side of the front part is going to have cord on it too, though the cord will not go round, just in form of a touch of it. Like that. So after sewing, you see the outcome of it. The sleeve too is going to be cut, but it will have like down part, the Ankara fabric is going to be at the down part this way. It's going to be at the down part. So after sewing it, then you see. Yes, this is the joining of the cord on the side of the bust. As you can see, we are repeating the cord on the main fabric. This is the inner side of the bust. The breast pad has been pressed neatly on the side, so he's trimming the excess off. This is just the repetition of what we have done on the other side of the bust, and it's trimming off the excess and launch the edge. Now we are joining the side front of the bust to the center front. Now we're joining the other side of the center front to the side front of the bust together. After inserting the cord, as you can see, the white part is the breast part to enable the bust to be well shaped. So this is the look after joining the side and the center front of the bust together, neatly sewn. Now we need to repeat what we have done to the main fabric to the lining, and as you can see, the lining has been ironed with this stay. So whatever we do to the main fabric, I have to repeat same on the lining. So we are joining the side of the bust to the center front of the bust as we did on the main fabric. So we are repeating that on the lining too. Now is to join together the main fabric to the lining. And this has to be done on both sides. Now we are joining the neck of the main fabric to the lining. And this has to be done carefully so that the outcome will give us a better result. Because the neck is a round neck, after sewing we need to launch the round of the neck so that it will be easily fitted and sit well on the neck. So after the sewing, this is the inner part of the bustier, and here is the outer part, well sewn So the next thing now is to work on the back side. The side and the center back of the upper part has been joined together. Now we're sewing the neck of the top, and whatever we do to the back we have to repeat to the front. We have to repeat same at the back by launching the neck round so that it will be easily fitted and sit well on the neck. So this is the side of the blouse.